Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Hey, I'm Caleb, and this right here is one epic library. The Bible is a series of books that fit together to tell God's one big story. He inspired dozens of people over hundreds of years to write down his words in the form of adventures, of history, letters, words of wisdom, and even poetry. In the Bible, we discover people who faced some incredibly difficult jobs, but chose to keep going and follow through. They displayed amazing determination. And I've got 5 stories to show you what it can look like. We get started in the book of Matthew. Here, Jesus has returned to life, and his friends are filled with joy. Then, Jesus gives them a giant job to do. But with Jesus walking beside them, they can do anything, right? But God's plan leaves all their expectations a little up in the air. Next, we jump forward a few weeks in time to the book of Acts. Jesus has returned to heaven, but he's promised his friends some amazing help from God. Sounds great, except they don't quite understand what this help is going to be like. Then one day, they're all gathered together when the sound of a strong wind fills the room and flickers a flame appear above their heads. And all they can think is, we didn't start the fire. Sliding along into Acts chapter 3, we discover 2 of Jesus' friends, Peter and John, heading to the temple. On the way, a man who can't walk asks for help, and they heal him through Jesus' power. That's amazing, right? Except the religious leaders don't think so. In fact, they're so threatened by Jesus' friends, they do their best to keep Peter and John from walking out of there. Now, we pick up speed in Acts 6 and meet up with a man named Stephen. He's so filled with God's love and power that the religious leaders decide to shut him down for good. Instead of backing off though, Stephen stands tall and speaks truth because he already knows how the story ends. We wrap up the month in Acts 8. Here, we find another Jesus follower, Philip, who refuses to stop sharing about Jesus. See a trend here yet? So when God's Spirit sends him out into the desert, Philip's got to be thinking, what is up with that? What's up is a royal official from Ethiopia on a road trip. Someone with a question even bigger than Philip's. Jesus had gone to be with God, but he didn't leave his followers alone. Instead, his friends relied on the incredible power of God's Spirit to keep sharing the true story of Jesus, no matter what it cost. That took true determination. And I can't wait to see how it plays out in you and me.